So you are going to begin with a square shape like this, then you are going to add some pistons on the corners like this one. You are also going to add 4 pistons on each side like this in order to grab the middle blocks. The way it's going to work is by retracting this block right here, then using this double piston extender to grab this one, and finally replacing this one. In order to do that, you are going to begin with the double piston extender, because it's the hardest part. For that, you are going to place an observer here with redstone dust, a repeater here set to 4 ticks with an observer on top, 2 blocks right here, and 2 observers facing down like this. On top of this, you are going to add a redstone dust, a repeater, and a fence gate. Then you are going to do the same thing on the other side, which means observer, redstone dust, block, repeater set to 4 ticks, an observer, blocks right here, and 2 observers right there, with finally redstone dust, repeater, and a fence gate. After that, we need to power the top pistons. We need to power them once before and once after the double piston extender. For that, you're going to add a block here and a redstone dust here, with an observer here facing into this block and redstone dust on top. Finally, you are going to add a target block right here. For the second input, we need a lot more delay. For that, you are going to add an observer facing up right here, with some blocks around like this, except this one needs to be a glass block. We are going to add some redstone dust like this, and 2 repeaters set each one on 4 ticks. We need to add a little bit more delay, that's why we add 3 repeaters like this, then a piston, and finally an observer like this. The reason why we need this piston and the observer is because these 3 observers will send an output when the repeater turns on, but will also send another one when it turns off. That's why we need this setup right here that enables to have only one input. After that, we need to link both sides of the door. For that, you are going to add a block right here with another block under it, and 2 repeaters on the side. For the other way, you are going to add an observer, then a block and a node block, and again observer, block, and node block. And finally, you are going to add an observer, a block, and a fence gate like this. After that, we need to power the bottom pistons. For that, we need to power them again once before and once after the pistons on the side. For that, you are going to place an observer here and 2 others like this, with blocks here and redstone dust on top. This will be the first pulse. For the second pulse, you are going to add an observer here facing into this block, and node block under it with another observer like this, with a piston here facing into this direction, an observer right here, a block here with redstone dust on top, node block under it, and finally an observer on the side facing into this block. This will enable the second input. Finally, you need to make your proper entrance like this and add your blocks like this.